Hey, geometry kids. I just wanted to take a few minutes to kind of communicate with you guys about a couple things about this upcoming week and beyond. Um, Obviously, we're not going to see each other this week, and I think there's a pretty good chance that we're not going to see each other the week following spring break either. So I just wanted to pass along a few things, kind of outline kind of what's going to happen over the next week at least, to give you an idea where things are going. This week, we're going to continue working through Chapter 9. Chapter 9 was what we were doing before we left. We're going to continue working through that surface area and volume chapter. I will have some notes videos that I'll either create or find that are going over the concepts that we're going to be doing. I'll expect you guys to kind of take a look and watch those notes videos, take those notes on your own paper most likely. And then I will provide you guys with some kind of practice problems / challenges that have to do with the material that we're going to be going over. You're not going to have a ton of problems to do. It'll actually probably only be a couple problems every section, but they're going to be a little bit different from what we're used to. There's going to be a little bit of more of an open-ended feeling to some of those problems, and I'll get into more of that as we move through this week. For a lot of those things, you're going to be submitting your answers by responding to a Google Classroom assignment with a photo of what you did. I'll be posting a tutorial about how to do that. How you're going to how you're going to upload basically a photo of your work and submit it as your response to an assignment. So keep an eye on that, I suppose. So that's kind of where we're at academically. If you see on the board behind me, I created a Remind.com account for this class, which would be a great thing to join if you can. Just by texting TVHSGO to 81010. And that'll give you access to me, probably most importantly. That might be a great way if you guys have questions that you need to ask me. You can text me through the Remind.com account, and I'll try and get to you as soon as I can. It might not be immediate. I might be, kind of taking care of my kids, cooking lunch, doing things like that. But as soon as I can, I'll get back to you regarding those questions that you might have. So that's kind of where we're at academically speaking. I did want to just take a couple minutes to address just this situation in general in a non-academic sense. Obviously, we're in unprecedented times, and there's a lot of uncertainty, and that can cause a lot of anxiety. That uncertainty can cause a lot of anxiety about what's happening. I will say this, a couple things I want to just talk about with this. First of all, I would recommend that you take this seriously. I know there's a lot of commentary going on social media and things about whether or not everything that's happening, all the mandates passed down by the state government and the federal government are necessary, whether we are overreacting to this. I will say this. Personally, I think that we are going to be, it's going to be better off if we do more that is necessary than if we do less than what is necessary. It'll be very apparent if we do less than what we should have, because things would get bad. But if we do more than what we needed to, there's obviously a lot less bad that can happen by taking that path. So I think that might be what's happening a little bit. So I would caution you. I'd say take this seriously. The social distancing stuff that you're hearing about, is trying to stay away from other people outside your family group as much as possible. I think that's a really good idea. And you're doing that not necessarily for the sake of yourselves, but you're doing that for the sake of the more vulnerable people that you care about and love that are in your life. You're doing that for the more vulnerable people that are in the lives of your friends and the people that you care about. Those people are who we're kind of thinking about when we're trying to limit the spread of this virus. We're thinking about those people who are vulnerable for whatever reasons related to perhaps age or underlying illnesses and things like that. So keep that stuff in mind while you're following these guidelines, hopefully with those people in mind. That being said, I think as the situation progresses, I'm not sure that the stress level is going to go down. It might go up a little bit in terms of what we're experiencing. So I think it's going to be very important that not only are you taking care of yourselves from that kind of actual health standpoint, keeping the coronavirus away from you, but you also need to take care of yourself when it comes to your well-being. So do what you need to do there. Some things I would say is, make sure you are finding normalcy where you can. keep with, if you have a hobby that you enjoy or maybe that you used to enjoy and maybe have gotten away from, that would be a great time to maybe pick that back up and try and rekindle that that enjoyment that you had from that. Get outside and take a walk. If you feel like you need to see your friends, perhaps going outside and taking a walk with them would be a great thing to do. Getting that fresh air, getting that sunshine, I think would be a good thing. Get some exercise. Exercise is a great way to reduce stress and anxiety. So do that, whether that's taking a walk or taking a run or just, doing some push-ups and sit-ups, whatever the case might be. Try and get some exercise. It's going to be very easy, I think, for a lot of us to spend a whole lot of time on our phones consuming social media. I would really caution you against over-consuming that social media. There's a lot of stuff on there that's not going to help you at all when it comes to your mental health and mental well-being. So try and make sure you're not over-consuming that social media. If you feel like you need information, because you might be like me, the gathering of information, having the information, I think helps me reduce my anxiety and stress about what's happening. That's great. Find that information, but find it from a reliable source, not just from the random social media platforms that we all take a look at on a regular basis. Try and find information from things like the CDC and the scientists that are out there telling us, kind of giving us advice and kind of giving us that information. Find that information from those reliable sources. All right, and like I said, just try and find normalcy where you can. That's going to be hard at times. You might feel like you're a little bit overwhelmed at times, and at that point, make sure you seek out just help and reassurance from the people around you, whether that be your friends or whether that be some of the adults that you would trust with that kind of responsibility to help you feel better and help calm you down. That can be us teachers. Feel free to reach out to us with whatever concerns that you might have, whether it's about the subjects that we're teaching you or something completely different. We are always welcome, or we are always willing to help you with that stuff. Parents and relatives that might have that calming effect on you, please reach out to them. Be honest with them about your feelings. If faith is something that's important to you, then those leaders of your faith, the pastors and the youth ministers, this is their time to really shine when it comes to that. They are more than willing to help you through some of those tough situations. So don't feel like it's a sign of weakness or anything like that if you need to talk to somebody about the feelings that you're having, because this is unprecedented times, like I said. So take care of yourselves, guys. I don't know when we'll see each other next in person, whether that will be in 2 weeks or more. I have a feeling it'll probably be more than 2 weeks, but we'll see. We'll see how things go. But in the meantime, I'll try and help you guys continue working out that brain of yours, and we'll see what we can do. All right, we'll see you soon.